Yo, it's your boy DVJ.
It's your boy AD.
It's your boy Tim.
It's your boy Brent.
It's your boy Bo. And together we are
Views from the Sip.
What you got for us, AD?
Man, I was thinking about, they say that a lot of times women, they grow up thinking about marriage, thinking about life, thinking about, like, they have their whole wedding planned before they're even 5 years old. They just daydream and stuff about that.
Right.
Now, a lot of times I feel like women, they because that is the case, they feel like they care more about their ideal life. You know what I'm saying? They think that men don't want the women, don't want the children, they don't want to have the white picket fence, the dogs, like that. But I feel like as men, we want the same thing too, but I think we care more about the process of how it happens versus just the end result. So what y'all think about it?
I feel like sometimes women will be rushing men at times. Like, they try to make him ready before he's ready, before a guy's ready, and then it, in the end, makes it bad for everybody.
I'm going to say something a little controversial. I don't know, for me, I'm more realistic about the situation. Like, and it's not a bad thing because girls have a fantasy. So they think about the picture perfect wedding and the sound of the white picket fence. Like, of course we want those same things though, but I'm thinking like, I gotta go to work first before I can do anything. Like right now, I can't afford to get married. So the last thing I'm thinking about right now is getting married. Of course, generally, if you have an ideal of the woman you want to marry, you think about it. But it's like, I can't make one step without the other. So
That makes sense.
So I'm not even looking that far. Like even growing up, I wasn't thinking about them, especially like teenage. I ain't think about no damn man. I think about college, what I'm gonna major in, how I'm gonna make this money.
So do you think, why don't you go first? Go first.
No, I was finna say, I think it's really though, because we value money different. Like, growing up, even as just looking at the cartoon movies and shit, like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's like you see all this magical shit behind being a princess and getting married and being a queen and all that. But in reality, like both said, it's like, man, listen, you can paint the picture of the perfect image. And all I'm going to think about is what paint to use.
See,
I like that one.
Okay. But you hit on a good point what I was about to say. I feel like children, when they're born, they don't automatically come out thinking about marriage. I think women are trained to think like that. For you saying like from Disney, from Beauty and the Beast, from Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. Like Cinderella was literally in the slums waiting on her Prince Charming to come and save her and scoop her up. Yeah, she needed a whole fairy godmother to come and change her life around. So I think they're conditioning our young girls to think like that, because if not, they'll come up thinking just like us.
So women are probably thinking, why we not watching that and seeing the man marry him?
Because the whole aspect of it, look at it.
I saw B struggling.
Yeah, I
seen Shrek. But I seen Shrek fight me.
It ain't nothing for us to look forward to. So a lot of times with them movies, like, bro, when we gonna watch Space Jam or something like that? I just seen so much singing and so much dancing. I'm taking to the end. We know what's gonna happen.
Right, yeah.
But it's like, for all the guys, it's like, bro, it's not about it. Even at a young age, I learned that.
But then too, I was just saying that, you're right, because we watched those same movies too. We was all in daycare watching the same movies like the girls watching it. But we automatically identify with the guy. So we saw the guy like struggling and going through it. So I guess just like they was programmed and trained and taught, they wait for your Prince Charming to come and save you. We thought like, I gotta go slay a dragon, do all this stuff to get you. So it's like you kind of like conditioned to like I'm not gonna say not look forward to it, but it's like I'm gonna do that when it's time because I know it's a lot of work. So let me have my fun now.
Let me do my work first.
Yeah.
And then it's on the end because it's a process. The whole thing is about the marriage is the end line, baby.
And then
you're right.
we here,
man. Yeah, but it's stuff to me.
And then too, I guess just being impatient. You know what I'm saying? Like not saying that they're impatient, but it's like think about it. But think about it. Customarily, I would like to propose, right? So that means most women are waiting to be proposed to. So it means the
They
entire
don't say yes.
so the entire time they're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Just like you being in line all day, just waiting on you. Like, bruh, when they gonna
DMV.
give my order? You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of see how they get impatient a little bit because like if you've been trained like this all the way from when you're young, waiting on your Prince Charming to come save you, and you just wait. One day it's gonna happen. And the men, we like, look here, I'm gonna make that jump. When I make that jump,
You know, it really don't hurt.
but I think even with the whole that idea of princess waiting on the Prince Charming, I think that whole idea kind of messes it up for the guys too. Cause it's just like in the movies where you got sometimes like Shrek.
yeah.
I can watch Shrek, cause Shrek ain't had nothing.
No.
Shrek didn't really, you know what I'm saying? He was comfortable. It made sense. It's like, dude, you're fucking over. You live in a swamp. You got the biggest swamp around. It's like shit. You're eating every day.
He was cool. He was chilling.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's
He
like,
set up though.
you want me to go, and the only reason he did because he was gonna mess up this paradigm.
Right, yeah.
But it's like,
Are we being set up?
you want no, but it's like everybody else. It's kind of like the setup's already there.
Yeah.
Like what is it called? Cinderella.
Yeah.
It was an actual prince.
Mm-hmm.
He was already a prince. In real life, the setup not always like that for the guy. And so it kind of throw you off like, bro, this shit not even real. This is
So what about this though? In this same analogy, those guys were already comfortable where they were. Shrek was comfortable where he was. Cinderella, he was a whole prince out here. He was throwing the whole party, inviting the village like, hey, come through. We about to turn up, pop the bottles, fellas. Right? But they only went out of their way when they saw that it was worth it. Right? Because even with Fiona and Shrek, their whole, we using the crap out of these analogies. just like with Fiona and Shrek, was not going, he had to get Donkey to talk to him and realize that she's a prize, she's worth going to get. So
you say the woman you love.
yeah. Isn't that as men we try to wait until we realize that she's actually worth getting. So is it like they have to prove that they're worth
You know this
the
crazy
proposal
though?
to?
You might know they're worth it, but it still takes a little bit of time after that. Because you
No,
don't want to be
I think
wrong
it
in
take
your
more.
decision.
It
Because
take-
after you marry her, all your powers are gone of selecting the one you really want.
Yeah.
You selected her.
Like when you cash in, you
Yeah.
cash in.
Yeah, because I mean,
You can get divorced, but that's not ideal. They're not trying to get
I
divorced.
don't
You
even.
can't get the tickets back when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and go get your prize.
Yeah,
I think the difference is that we know it's gonna take work,
yeah.
but it's like, is she worth the
The
work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it just reminded me. You know, with Shrek, they could have picked any of, but he had picked Fiona.
Yeah.
Everybody else seemed like they had too much going on.
Mhm.
He's like, man, nah. If I'm gonna take a chance, I'm gonna take it on this one. That's what it's like.
And then what the other thing that's crazy to me, that it's crazy how stuff's situational. Like, maybe we would have been together at 18, we were perfect for each other, but we don't know that shit now. Because I'm not mature enough to handle that shit. I ain't got no job, I ain't got no career, I ain't got nothing.
Not looking like a prince.
I'm not a prince yet. I can't even propose to you yet. So then, so I don't look at it as a fantasy a lot of times. It's situational. Like, I can't get married right now. I don't care how good we are together.
Yeah.
I don't care how fortunate
You can
we
get
are.
married anytime. You might not gonna have a wedding at any time, but you can get married.
But then too, I was thinking about just looking at myself personally. When I look back at high school AD, I'm a totally different person. Like mentally, I see the world in a totally different lens.
No doubt.
So if I'm dating,
I'm a little bit similar, but a little bit different.
true, but I'm a totally different person. Like I see the world differently from how I saw it when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So that growth, if we're dating in high school, like my high school sweetheart or whatever, like we're dating in high school, yeah, it was perfect in high school, but when we grow, and I know certain people, especially like in the white community, they get married early as crap. Oh, I'm 19, 20, 21, we married. So what if later on down the line, he's viewing the world different too, and she's viewing the world different. But now we've already made this commitment so young that it's like, I cashed in. I pushed all my chips into the table already. And now here we are 35. I'm like, why did I even marry you? Like, you're not even the same person that was back then.
Yeah.
Of course not.
And she looking at him like, you're not even the same dude. And they just don't like each other no more.
I think that's one of those learned things. Like, that's a learned behavior. Like, for white people, they typically do that. They typically, I'm just going on, like, stats.
Mm-hmm.
They typically got a better setup.
Yeah.
So it's like it's easier to do.
Uh-huh.
Whereas us, and I feel like that's why it's like a learning curve. It's like it's easy for somebody like they can say, "Well, my mom and dad they got married when they was such," and that's kind of fell off. And I feel like it's a reason behind it because now it's like because you hear a lot of older people tell you how they would have done things differently had they had the opportunity, or if they had the same mindset as you, then they would have did this and that. Yeah. They're not saying go out and marry the first girl you love.
Yeah.
Nobody's told me that. And I feel like it's a reason behind it.
I thought about that the other day. Weird for some reason I was thinking about this. But I'm 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I live to be 75. That means double. If I got married right now, that'd be double of my life. I would be married more than I was single.
Oh, for sure. My mom was like that. My mom and dad have, my mom says this all the time. I've been married longer than I've been single. So, I mean,
it's crazy to think about it like that. That might be why a lot of people say, when they look back on it, they want to got married.
I feel
they want to be single on the
married. Or at least balance it out.
I think it's like, I ain't gonna say it's half and half.
Yeah, they don't want to be half and half,
but
like balance it out.
Like your mom and dad, like either one of y'all, like that's been married for that long. And they still good now.
Yeah.
They made a great decision.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for the people who was kind of on it at a young age. Then it's kind of like, bro, I could have did something else. I should have did something else. You know what? Where Miss Jones at? I'm telling you, that could have been.
But this is another topic too. I just want to know the docket. But what you think about people who get married just because they have a child?
Ooh, I think it's tough. I understand it.
I think that's a better reason just
because
just so you won't be a statistic to have a child out of wedlock and stuff like that. Just so you don't fall into a statistical line. That don't mean you should get married.
I think it's the idea though. That's why it makes sense though a little bit to me. It's the idea, like you said, the whole princess scoop up. It's the idea of a family. Yeah. It's the idea that the person I had a child with is also my husband.
Yeah.
A lot of times they not doing it for the marriage.
It's pressure from the outside.
They doing it more for the child. Like I'm thinking from a dude perspective. Like I'm pretty much doing this for my child. If I didn't plan on marrying you, like right now, I did this for the child. So it's not even about the marriage really. Because I'm doing this so my child will have 2-parent household. So it's not even like I'm rushing the marriage. I ain't even think about that.
That's selfish towards the marriage.
Yeah. I mean it is. I don't think it's the right way to do it, but I understand the concept.
I mean he just reminded me because I remember my mom telling me like this is something that was super popular back, like in the last generation of like my mom said growing up, they used to tell the boys if you get a girl pregnant, you gotta marry her. You gotta marry her. Like I don't care if you like her or not, you get her pregnant, you gotta marry her. Mm-hmm. And but then I also feel like you asking for the guy to go and step out. And
you set it up for failure.
You set it up for failure. If I'm marrying you, not off the strength. Not off the strength that I want you, not off the strength that I wanted to marry you, but also you got a baby. So now I'm stuck in this marriage, but I always like Susan down the street. And
I'm to say you don't like Susan no more, but it's just kind of like shit.
It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like now I feel trapped, I feel stuck. Eventually that pressure gonna break and you gonna go and divert somewhere else when you got no business.
But see,
but you had made that commitment already.
I don't understand it though, cause I feel like even that goes along with learning. It's like, cause you met plenty of adults, and I'm just saying older than us.
Yeah.
That you can see how like they really low key miserable. They just kind of going through the motion, like work, hang out sometimes, but like they inner happiness not there. Like you never met somebody that's just like, like why you always acting like that? Like no matter what time of day it is, that's how you act. It's just like, bro,
why you so unhappy?
Like with teachers, I knew you say this all the time. Boy, when last time you got your ass laid? Cause goddamn, like this don't make no sense. But you be coming here every day on the same shit. Like damn, and then you fuck around married. Woo, that's tough.
Yeah. And then I mean you get situations where people don't even talk to each other. They just walk straight past each other.
They just live in the same house.
No affection at all. This is like basically like a business transaction. We just here. I just here come supposed to be here.
Like that,
you sleeping in one room, I sleep in the other room.
It's
we
like
just
like
in the same house.
I mean, we've been together all this time.
Yeah, ain't no point getting divorced now. We've been together.
All this time.
I ain't never say that shit.
and so but I can understand the respect behind it.
Yeah.
Like look, like imagine growing up in a household.
Yeah, that's stuff.
What about that situation makes you say, boy, I'm gonna marry the first thing I see?
Exactly. I think that's a lot of things to do with it too. And
You talking about the kids growing up?
Yeah, the kids growing up.
And seeing it.
And this can cross both lines too, like both sexes, like male and female. Growing up in this situation, it can make you do one or two things. You see that, there's a terrible marriage. No, ain't nothing domestic going on like violence and like that. But it's just, you can tell they're not happy. It's not a healthy relationship.
Right.
So growing up, you either gonna see them like, I'm not gonna have that for myself.
Right.
I'm gonna find a girl, I'm gonna love her because my dad didn't love my mom didn't love my dad. Yeah. I'm gonna go over and beyond for that person. Yeah. Or two, you like, I ain't getting married. Because I saw that. So it's like, you can either go one or two ways with it.
That's true. Because I can just see, because the way I treat my girlfriend, like, I do everything like my dad would do. Yeah. So, like, I know growing up, I want to make sure she got food, she taken care of. It ain't even about being, like, the main provider. Just make sure she taken care of. Because my dad always did that for my mama, no matter what. I seen my dad work from 8 to 12 o'clock at night every fucking day. But he made sure everything, but I made sure I was going to do the same thing. But I could have went the opposite way. I could have said, shit, that ain't worth it, bro. Yeah, I ain't about to work that down. I ain't working that.
You could have been like, man, look here. I ain't trying to fix no car, y'all.
Yeah, man. Fuck
you can eat too. You a grown woman. Go find something. You say y'all want equal roles, right?
See, but that's my thing is. I'm not even the fucking listen, man.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Don't he go there. I ain't going there with you both. No, he said what? He said why women think they should get paid the same.
I'm asking one thing. Why they should get paid the same?
You should get paid for the work. If they doing the same job,
they doing the same job that you get paid the same.
Every job, women don't do the same job as me.
What you thought something different from what I said?
Yeah, we put you on the spot. What you think?
What y'all talking about, man?
I know.
You don't think they should get paid the same? Yeah, she get the pay.
Yeah, I know.
When they do the same amount of
every
work.
job? Oh, okay.
When they do the same amount of damn work.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a line right there.
It's different when that spotlight hits you.
I'm just saying, when they do the same amount of work, man, they should get paid the same all the time.
So you don't care about the title. You just want them to be doing the same amount of work.
Yeah. If we're gonna get paid, if you want to get paid the same.
So you saying that women don't do the same amount of work?
Whoa! But what if she working smarter than you and not harder than you?
Oh, she should get paid the same.
Yeah, she probably get paid more.
Man, depending on the efficiency.
We ain't disagreeing.
Yeah, the efficiency, I might be done at the same time. She just did it in a smarter way.
Okay, well let's get off the hot seat.
Okay.
I got another thing I want to get y'all opinion on.
Alright.
We had a high school teacher, a high school English teacher, right? And she was from India, and she was a cool teacher. Never had any problems with her. But she was saying that her marriage was arranged. Like, so she didn't get a chance. Her husband didn't get a chance to pick her. She didn't pick him. Her parents, they both was little kids, said, "My son is going to marry your daughter. Your daughter's going to marry my son." And we was like, "How does that work?" She said, "Well, you learn to love them."
Yeah.
She was like, "Love is something that you learn. It's not like something just." You magically fall in love with this person. Everyone has a perfect soulmate. She doesn't believe that everyone has a perfect soulmate. She was saying that you learn to love that person. You can learn to love anyone.
I think it's hard to find a true down straight soulmate. But I used to think when I was younger it was like that. I can love anybody as long as I put in the work and they put in the work.
Right.
But I don't think that anymore. But people really do be just different or grow up different.
I think the soulmate.
They see the world different.
I think it's like, I think when you say soulmate, I'm like a quick mesh that it was just, everything just happened so fast.
Yeah.
I ain't have to learn them because we was already
That's what I'm
right
saying.
here.
It's hard to find those people. I'm saying if you just find two people y'all work it out. It's everybody can't do it.
Yeah.
I think if you spend enough time with a person,
you're gonna love them.
You're gonna be with. That's just like if you find a dog off the side of the street and you decide to wash it up, clean up, bring it to your house. Okay. And that dog be with you for 10 years.
It's a dog.
And it finally die. You gonna feel some type of way hey, bro, my little dog died. If you be with somebody long enough, you gonna have some type of emotion for that person.
I put it like this: if you grow up in that culture, I believe it.
Yeah, well, I think the same thing.
If you're exposed to other people and you just don't know that you gotta love this one person, I don't think you just like us right now, and they just put it with somebody that's totally different than us. I don't think I can just go love them like.
It's the marriage thing different though. It's this man right here is gonna make a good husband for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to learn nothing about him. We know for a fact he's gonna treat you good. But over here it's like we just winging it. Like compared to like how
I guess it's kind of like a used in a new car though. It's like this is a good car.
Yeah.
This is a valuable car. It's gonna get you from A to B.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna let you down.
That's
like,
the arrangement.
I don't want this.
But the arrangement, I'm saying, like,
that car. I want the new
how you
one.
know like that you ain't giving your wife off to somebody who's gonna be beating on them. I mean your daughter off to somebody.
You don't know.
I mean, but you know that anyway.
You just hoping that
You
their
don't know
family.
anyway.
You don't know
But
that
then
anyway.
too, she told us that they go off the status of their family.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not just giving out some random dude from across the village or whatever. You giving out somebody that I know his mom, I know his dad, I know his grandma. So the family arranged the marriage together. So we know them. They good people. We know them.
Yeah.
Now the boy could be a wild card and still beat on his wife.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you betting on. I know your folks, so I know you wouldn't.
So
do
it
this
seems
type
like
of
the
stuff.
odds would be better in your favor.
Like you wasn't raised to the type of stuff, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't do it.
But I'm saying the fact that they make these people stick together is bad. It's like mind blowing for
But
me
That's
because
because we're not used to it.
we
Well,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think when they grow up, they probably done fixed it out to where they are a good match.
Yeah.
Before
but
they
that's-
realize they don't have to stick together, so that's why they just end up sticking together because they don't work it out already.
But that's just like AB just said though, with the learning to love.
Yeah.
If you've been with somebody since you was this big,
A little kid.
you gonna love them different.
Yeah.
So you gonna feel like, why would you leave? You already done got, you know what I'm saying? You know everything about them, so why would you leave and go start over?
Plus, if it's been good the entire time.
And then the thought of that wouldn't even come up because it's like,
You don't know no better.
no. Then that same logic that make you say, been here all this time. Like, people sleep on how much they mean to
I
people.
think
Like,
that love culture probably different though from what we got going on over here.
Yeah.
I just think we see it different. Like, it's harder for us to say, how the hell this nigga gonna
Because we
tell me
exposed to more.
that?
Right. We got too many options.
And then too, like when I think of soulmate, I think that's just extreme infatuation at the moment of meeting someone. So, for example, this random dude meet this random girl. They got so much in common. They both find each other attractive. They both having good conversations. Like, dang, this person, this must be my soulmate. It's like you guys start talking for a couple of weeks. Everything's like going perfect. Like it's just the infatuation that you guys were so similar on the way y'all view things.
That's what I think it is.
But I think that soulmate thing is not a real thing. I think it's just a feeling that you have when you finally meet someone that sees the world like how you see the world.
Yeah, especially when it's like imagine dating 5 people and only one of them made you feel like that.
Yeah.
Not to say that if you dated 7 people that next person would make you feel that exact same
Well, you
way.
can have more than one soulmate.
I thought this the whole idea of
That's the whole
soulmate.
idea.
Yeah, that's what they say the soulmate is, like nobody else.
Like
will
this is
make
the
you feel
one
like
for
No,
you.
I ain't never thought about it like that.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, you got more than one soulmate, and the other one, what's your soulmate?
But it's just like the
I mean,
light.
it's people that are the same, think the same in the world. Though.
Exactly, that's why it doesn't exist.
That's why you
Soulmates
don't agree.
But you know what's so crazy though? That I feel like certain people that work a certain job, they're alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They think the same about a lot of things. That's why they chose to do what they do.
Yeah.
But then they don't never get with each other. They get with somebody else who think totally different.
Right.
But somehow
They
they're
have
bags. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they say like opposites
Say
attract.
what?
I want to be with somebody who can teach me something. I don't need you to teach me the same shit I already know.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's why I feel like all this BS because all the quote unquote cliches contradict with each other.
They do.
You have a soulmate. That's the right one for you. Y'all agree on everything. Everything is perfect.
But you
right?
don't want
But
nobody
then,
exactly like you.
you don't want nobody exactly like you. Then opposites attract. So I'm supposed to find somebody that's different. So it's like all the cliches. They
No,
have.
we can both love sports, but we can love rival teams. So.
I think it's just I think it's one aspect. You can't have it where y'all mesh in every aspect. It's like we mesh
Nah,
because
that's
we want the
weird.
same type of family household.
Yeah.
We mesh
Yeah,
because we
that's
both
like
like sports, but we
Yeah.
can't all around. We got the same job. We got the same goals. We got the
Is it-
same.
is it-
No.
That's how boy
Is
is.
it that you mesh on what you hold important?
Yeah,
Your
that's why I'm
value,
thinking
with your value
soulmates.
system.
That's why I said I thought it was more than one.
The whole idea of soulmates is to have one person.
Yeah.
Oh well. Maybe I was wrong.
But I
You
think
ever heard it? You only got one soulmate?
I thought it was just more than you can have more than one.
no. Well, Bree got his own definition of soulmate. That's
Yeah, I
fine.
guess my definition is wrong the whole time.
It's
I feel it's wrong.
It's wrong.
I'm to the point now.
It's wrong. It's opinionated. Bro.
It's definitely opinion.
It's
It's definitely opinion.
It's soulmate got a definition.
You want me to look at
All right, good look at it.
A man wrote the definition.
Oh, man.
You're right, that's the thing. I always thought stuff like that.
Whoa, man.
Like, why is a chair?
I mean,
called a
man,
chair?
me.
Why is it called a chair?
I don't know, man. But I feel like
A soulmate is someone that just gets you. It's a connection of minds and mutual respect and unconditional love and a total understanding.
someone that's singular, though. So there's one person.
But someone can be multiple people though. This one person gets me like
Okay.
this, the other person gets me like
Wait,
this.
it's your definition, bro. You roll with it, partner.
Fucking weirdo.
Either way it go, that's why I say shit like, fuck no G's. They make all this shit and just teach it, and then you think about this shit when you get older, and you be like, bro,
Yeah.
that shit don't even make sense. I've been living and dying by this stupid ass shit.
So you know,
And not first and last.
so you know what, man? I've been thinking on that shit. Like, I started to agree with you because I hate hearing shit like the millennials are the worst.
Yeah, it's just
I
all
hate, you know why I hate that shit? Because what made your generation better, the crack or the cocaine?
I was thinking about the same thing, right? You know, they say millennials are selfish. Millennials, just don't care about nothing. They think they're always right. They so narcissistic and stuff
That's
like
so
that.
judgmental.
Folks, you know I love history,
They
right?
oversensitive.
So I'm strolling, just randomly strolling, and I come across this article. Do you know we were called millennials? You know what they called the generation in the 70s? The meat generation. Because they deem that generation to be the most narcissistic. Everything's about meat, so they call them the meat generation.
Yeah, me doing crack.
So I'm saying, like,
That's all they knew.
how you gonna call us narcissistic and call us that we only care about ourselves as millennials, but then y'all did the same thing.
You had us. No wonder we're narcissistic.
The fact that y'all raised us and this is how we are. Shit, that motherfucker said on 12 years a slave, if there's something wrong with what I've done, there must be something wrong with the instructions. You told me to hammer this bitch this way, so I did. You come in this motherfucker, this shit wrong. Nah, this shit right here can't be wrong.
I've been feeling you a lot on that shit lately because I'm tired of
It's starting to
hearing
make a
shit.
little sense.
It's
Like,
pissing me off.
it's starting to make
Because like we're the most educated generation, and it's gonna continue to grow. So I'm not gonna talk bad about Generation X. I'm not gonna talk bad about they're gonna be smarter than us. Nigga, we smarter than y'all.
Them little baby
But don't you want it to get better over time?
This cat,
I want my children to be
They
smarter.
just don't
I
like
want
to
my
different.
they
Why you
just
always on your phone? You didn't have a phone. You got a big ass block to game.
Folks, listen. In the medieval times and stuff like that, they thought reading books was like nonsense. It's like reading the books, like you're wasting your time. You're always reading books. You're writing plays. You're wasting your time. That's foolishness. They do the same thing with our phones. They just say the same thing.
It's our day.
History repeats itself all the time.
I'm starting to get a little pissed out. Yeah, our infrastructure bad because you motherfuckers. I ain't built
So
so.
I feel like you took it personal. This ain't got nothing to do with marriage.
Man, nah, that ain't got shit to do with marriage.
But it do though, bro.
Tied in. I'm not saying
They
don't just tied in
teach
for me.
They're teaching us things
They are
that may or may not be true.
They're antiquated. It worked for them. It just doesn't work for
Yeah, that's
us.
what I was just about to say.
You can't force a person to be just like you
It's
or
like
to
they
think
speed
just like you.
It's like they speed the process up.
Yeah, like me, for instance, my parents, they could afford to get married at a young age because stuff was cheaper.
Yeah.
I can't afford, like, at this time, my mom and dad age, they had me. I'm not having no fucking baby right now. I can't afford to have a baby. No way I can afford to have a baby.
Better
So
start
like,
writing
you'll
them
figure it
down.
out now. If you had one, you figure
Look,
it out.
I mean, I know I had to figure it out. That ain't what
So,
I would like to not have a baby
I'm
right
just
now.
saying, you gotta start wearing rubbers. You can't be going there.
Bro, you still shooting the balance, man.
Man, don't disrespect my guy. Man, I'm just saying, though, I just don't like the fact that people equate everything, like everything gotta be the same.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, it's gonna be a little.
I said, fuck those G's.
Now I'm gonna talk about something else in our culture that I just don't like.
Oh,
No.
they hate what they're
I
afraid
was
of.
saying that it's like this is another thing I disagree with, like the traditional church. It's not the church they thought is bad, but you can see the difference in the churches just because, like, we like more modern things.
Yeah.
We like more exciting. We're now people, so we see stuff and you talk about stuff that happening now. We like it more.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like. I don't want to go too far into that, of course, but like that's with everything. So like they like reading books. You want to read the shit on my phone? It's the same thing I'm reading, just like you reading. So what's the difference?
But
it's just with everything. It's like we just different. Like,
but that's the growth though. That's just them being old. Like they not gonna like what they don't know.
but don't tell my growth bad.
That's what I'm saying. They judgmental as fuck.
Yeah.
They don't want to be seen as
You gonna be doing
smarter
the
than
same
I don't be
thing.
doing it. I'm making.
You talk about mumble rap all the time.
No, I say that's not for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Oh, no, mama.
I like some rap though. I like some of the rap that come out now, just not that.
So just like
I don't like Atlanta rap.
So just like your parents feel like your music trash and their music better, you doing the same thing to the next generation. You like your music's not for me. I
Not
don't
until
like
J. Cole stop making music. I like he come out with music now.
I'm talking about
He
when
might
they
die
do-
off first, AD. Don't put me in that
Yeah.
bullshit yet.
Some people say J. Cole trash anyway. I ain't gonna say who, but some people say J. Cole.
I just tend to disagree.
See, that's their opinion. I ain't gonna judge them.
No, judge him. Niggas
But I am gonna say what I got to say when I want to say it.
Yeah.
And see, sometimes because you know the world gets so sensitive now, you can't say things. You got to say everything and be politically correct.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it again.
Go ahead.
Fuck those niggas. I get so tired of hearing about shit they ain't live by. You want me to live and die by some shit you done said, and you ain't even live by this shit.
They want you to learn from their mistakes.
Listen, we watched so many movies. Y'all all did the same shit. You either did this shit or you did this shit. Y'all really are the same.
What they saying is, they said, I went down this path, it didn't work for me. So you don't go down this path because it didn't work for
I'm
me.
better
Go a
than
different
Yep. You can like I feel like you had a right to say that. I said, nah, son, don't do that. Don't do that. Now I went to jail and shit. I had to be in jail for 25 years behind selling that crack cocaine. Nigga, you was a terrible drug dealer. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like you was the pecan. Like you're not the Pablo of this shit. Like nigga, you sold this shit for 5 months and went straight to jail. Like, don't do that to me, bro. Don't do that to me. Then ask me some shit. You think you better than me? Is that a real question? Like, do I think that? I'm not belittling you. I'm just in a better time.
No, you stating facts.
Listen, I'm not gonna say that though, but see that's where I feel like the judgment comes from. You know, old heads always feel like you trying to talk down on them or some shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
But you
doing
gotta
it.
remember, our old heads was raised by slave-minded people.
That's another whole title. Don't even go there.
Yeah, it's a whole other topic. We talking about marriage. But there was a bar
I'm talking
though.
about like a whole 30-minute topic.
Fine.
There was a bar though.
That boy snapped just then.
But I think we covered enough on this one. What y'all think? Y'all think it's been a good one?
Yeah, it's been a good one, man.
It's been a good
Because the
one,
rest of
man.
my shit about that shit.
Slave talk.
Yeah.
Well, as always, man, we appreciate you guys for listening, subscribing, and we just hope that we just constantly try to bring you guys good content. What y'all guys got? Wrap it up.
You know, DVD
You
got
know, David, go ahead.
Oh, I ain't gonna even do that this time.
Yeah, you-
Y'all already know how it go. I usually would have said views, but I ain't gonna even do that this time. I'm
This
gonna
is
leave
the-
on a good note.
Okay, what you get?
Fuck the OG.